All right, what's up, everybody? Man, I want to tell y'all the number one thing that I believe keeps people broke. It might not be what you're expecting, but this is what I believe. And there's some data to back this up, but we're just going to stick with it's my belief, okay? It's the number one thing that I think keeps people broke. And it's car debt. It's vehicle payments. This has got to be the stupidest thing that I see people do. And it's not like a lower class stupid thing or an upper class stupid thing. It's like across the board. The people who make $30,000 a year, they are just as stupid at this as the people who make $130,000 a year. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's just stupid across the board, and it's not a upper class, lower class thing. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Okay, for one, it's a vehicle. It has an engine and it has wheels. Anything with an engine and wheels, for 99% of the time, it goes down in value. We call it a depreciating asset. It helps our life, right? It's an asset. We use it. It's an asset to our life, but it depreciates in value. You know, you buy a $30,000 car, 5 years from now, that car is going to be worth $10,000 to $15,000. It goes down in value. Now, it's an asset to your life, but it don't appreciate, it depreciates. Depreciating assets kill your net worth. So you want to have as little as possible of your net worth tied up in depreciating assets. Because if you have a lot of it tied up in assets that go down in value, it brings your net worth down. You want your net worth tied up in stocks, mutual funds, retirement accounts, homes. Homes go up in value. They're not like vehicles. Your retirement accounts, though the stock market goes like this, if you look at it over a 20, 30, 40 year period, it's here, right? And everybody says it's up and down, up and down, up and down. And it is up and down, up and down, up and down. But if you look at it over a 30 or 40 year period, along all of those ups and downs, it goes up. The only people that get hurt on a roller coaster are those who jump off. Okay? But this right here, this right here, what I'm about to say, is the stupidest thing I see people do. You take a guy, and everybody's seen this. He makes $40,000 a year. Okay, what is that? That's like, what is it? 18, 20 bucks an hour. He makes $40,000 a year. He drives a $40,000 truck. And now, whether he's got payments or not, which he does, almost 99% of people carry car payments. But even if he didn't have payments, the math ain't mathing. How does it make sense? And it don't make sense. But how does it make sense in our heads, the majority of people's heads who make $40,000 a year, to drive a $40,000 car? You worked all year for the car that's going down in value. And like I said, it don't matter. This is the same thing people do who make $100,000, $130,000 a year. Because this is what they do. They typically, say, are married, have a couple of kids, and they're not just driving a $40,000 car. They're driving two $40,000 cars. They've got $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 in vehicle debt. I'm going to give you a ratio right now. And this will help you with your net worth. This will help you stay on the upper side and keep depreciating assets from bringing your net worth down over time. Here's the ratio. Never, ever, ever, and I'm talking all combined, your car, your wife's car, four-wheelers, jet skis, boats, anything with a motor and wheels. Some of y'all got $20,000 lawnmowers. Come on, man. But never, never have anything with a motor and wheels. All of them combined. You do not want the value of those things to be more than half of your annual income. Okay? So the guy that makes $40,000 a year, according to that ratio I just gave you, he should not be driving a car or truck that cost more than $20,000. $20,000 would be the max vehicle that he should be driving, that he should spend money on, whether he's got payments or whether he pays cash or not, because that asset is going down in value. And this goes for, like I said, all, because, well, let's just take a couple who makes $150,000 a year. Husband, wife, they make $150,000 together, right? Well, husband's got a truck, wife's got a car. Okay? Well, half of 150 is $75,000. So if husband drives the brand new F-150 $60,000 truck, and then the wife's got a $25,000 car, and now they've got $85,000 in vehicles. Probably vehicle payments. But that's a whole nother double Dutch stupid, never take out a vehicle payment, okay? It's one thing to have a depreciating asset. It's another thing to pay interest on a depreciating asset. And I know what you're thinking. Well, yeah, you got to have a car and can't nobody afford to pay for one in cash. No, you can't afford to pay for the one that you want in cash, but you can go buy a couple $1,000 car. And if you'll drive that car and pretend like you have a car payment, in the next year, you'll be able to take that money and that $5,000 car and upgrade to a $10,000 car. And you'll be able to do that again until you can get in a decent enough car according to your income. But the couple that makes $150,000, they shouldn't have more than $75,000 in total vehicles. So husband's truck and wife's car, and if they've got a boat or if they've got four-wheelers or Sea-Doos or any of that, you've got to take all of that into account, because those are going down in value too. You don't want to end up having $50,000 truck, $50,000 Suburban, $20,000 boat, couple of UTVs sitting around that you bought for $10,000, $15,000, whatever it is, and you've got $100,000, $200,000 in vehicles, ATVs, anything with wheels and a motor. You've got $100,000, $200,000 in vehicles. Well, next year, you've got $160,000 in vehicles because they went down in value. And the next year, you've got $120,000 in vehicles because they went down in value. that's your net worth going down just based off of what you own. So drive vehicles that you can afford. Drive vehicles that you can pay cash for, in particularly, because you don't want to have vehicle debt. You don't want to be paying payments and paying interest on something that's also going down in value. Like, that's double Dutch stupid. And I'm not calling you stupid. I've been stupid. I've done it. I've been so stupid. I drove a brand new Chevrolet 2015 model back in 2015, 2016. I drove a $36,000 brand new truck to my $10,000 trailer mobile home that I had payments on. My car cost more than my house. I've been stupid, but I've learned. And learning these ratios, learning one of these little steps right here about vehicles has helped me to build a net worth and keep it from going the wrong way. But it's been sacrifice. See, when I learned this, I took that brand new truck and I ended up downgrading to a $14,000 truck. Paid for $14,000 truck. I got rid of that, the truck, the payment, and I went to a $14,000 paid for truck. Something that I could afford, something that fit that ratio for my life, and something I didn't have payments on. But from that $14,000 truck, like this truck I'm driving, this truck I own right now, if I remember right, I paid $21,000 for this truck. Now, I owned that $14,000 truck, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. But I have built up to what's now a $21,000 truck, right? I don't get to drive, and I could if I wanted to. If I wanted to be double Dutch stupid and just have a car payment like everybody else, I could go buy a brand new truck. I can afford the payment. I could look cool, right? I could, people find their contentment in pulling up to a stoplight to impress somebody they're never going to meet. That ain't me. At one time, I kind of thought that way. Probably not. That's really not me. I really don't care. Really don't care what the other people think. I kind of did at one time. So I can't say that I always didn't. But I just have had that pounded out of me. I'm far more concerned with my contentment, my peace, owning my life, owning everything that I have, not owing anyone or any entity or anything, not owing anybody anything. Nobody is lording over my life that I have to pay. I don't have to pay the man. Only person I have to pay is who we all have to pay, Uncle Sam. We got to pay the government, right? We got to pay our taxes. We've all got that one. But I don't owe no banks. They don't own me. They don't own my family. They don't get my time and my money. My family does. Vehicle debt. The stupidest thing that we voluntarily do. We just subject ourselves to that. And then to be even dumber, we purchase way outside of our income. Stay in that ratio. Do not have all things combined that you own with an engine, and wheels and a motor. Do not have more than half of your annual income. If you ain't catching on to that, if you make $50,000 a year, do not have more than $25,000 in vehicles. Household income. So if you and your wife both make 50, y'all make 100, right? Do not have more than $50,000 tied up in wheels and motors. No matter how many wheels and motors you have. You may have 7 vehicles, but if those 7 vehicles are $2 or $3 grand a piece, you can make it fit inside that ratio. But like most of us, we've got, like me, I own three vehicles, right? I own 3 vehicles. But they all fit inside that ratio for my household income. But this is just me personally. Okay, this is year 2026. One of those is a 2019 model truck, 140,000 miles. One of those is a 2021 van, 140,000 miles on it. And one of those is a 2014 Chevy Traverse, 140,000 miles on it. They're all 5 to 12-year-old vehicles. All got over 100,000 miles on them. They're not super high-priced vehicles. I could have more tied up in vehicles to reach that half point for us personally, but I'm saying you want to have 50% of your household income tied up in vehicle debt, or not debt, but in vehicles, the value of the vehicles, max. So I don't even want to hit that max. Don't have debt on them at all. But the total value of them, they should not exceed half your annual income. And I'm not even going to flirt with that line. We're going to stay below it because these vehicles are going down in value. And I want my net worth going up, not down. So that's all I got. You got anything out of it? Give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs it down. Don't matter to me. God bless y'all. Have a good day.